Listen, you asking the wrong brother.
We about to bombard their whole operation. Certified priest, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous. They done made the truth not sound. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. This UPK style. Ain't stop now. This warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit about to make it hot, cold and compound. Just for my niggas
start
with
joining
the
groups,
guns in the
looking for
drums
groups
now.
like black supremacist groups. You know what I mean? Just add them just so we can spam their groups with classes. You know what I mean? Because that's going to get a lot of people buzzing, get our views up, and people going to start be like, yeah, they got a school down in San Antonio. Yeah, man.
No, just cruel intentions. And then my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitches.
Yeah, man, we here, brother. We glad to have you too, man. You know what I mean? That's what we here for. That's exactly what we here for, man. You got your black boots? Man, you got 7 days in a week. I got you. I'm just messing with you. You know, my job is just to keep the pressure on you, brother. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah? You tell him, Sunset. You tell him. Your Sunset in here. Get them black boots. Get them black boots.
They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey jet. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow.
Amber,
and hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse.
I want my sunglasses out
in the bench. I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to go
so
get
please believe it. The white man is a demon. And I ain't gonna vote for them to free me. No, they been us to weak. They call them purple. That's why this knife till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. We're screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies and die for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devil's let the end this slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on.
You can realize that
yeah, she was in the back of the cop car.
I can't really do shit because they got me pinned.
I'm here for you.
I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking
That's why I'm about to blaze on this class. White man is a goddamn devil. Right. What's going on, Dax? Dax. He said he reported the class. Dax. What's going on?
Yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter,
man, Dax.
slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies and die for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devil's let the end this deal. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
Live, everybody clap it up. All right, we're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commander General Yohana. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We teach the truth according to the Bible that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the Hebrew Israelites. All right. And today we're going to get into a serious matter that we've been dealing with for hundreds of years in America, and that's police brutality. You understand? The brother's been seeing on the news and on the social media, there was another senseless brutality of an innocent black man. You understand? Unarmed black man. That's a more better way to say it. An unarmed black man. You understand? And this is nothing new at all. But we're gonna get down to the nature of the beast and understanding this police force that so-called supposed to serve and protect us. We're gonna get down to the bottom of it. Understand why is this always happening to us? Why is it every cop just bad? Are all cops bad? You understand? Or is this a few bad apples? You know, we're going to figure this out right now and get to the bottom of it by going into the history of police brutality and understanding why it is the way it is, so we can be able to make better decisions today to avoid, you understand, being killed by police officers, white police officers. All right, take me to Deuteronomy. Let me get first, brother, let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. All right. Deuteronomy 28:15. Of course, you know, in Deuteronomy, this is the story. Deuteronomy is the time in the 28th chapter when the Lord was establishing, you know, what he would do to us if we did follow his law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, to the Israelites, not to anybody, to the Israelites, because the Israelites were the ones that were given the laws of God. They're the ones that were given the law, statutes, and commandments, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? So when he gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, he gave it to us and said that if we follow those law, statutes, and commandments and hearken unto them diligently, that he will put us above all the nations upon the face of the earth. And that'll be a beautiful thing, because when we're over these other nations, they won't be allowed to murder us in our streets. They won't be allowed to murder us in our schools, in our supermarkets, in our temples. You understand? They won't be allowed to murder us and pushed all of their nasty philosophies on us and our children when we rule over them. But as long as they're alive and as long as that we're in the position that we're in at the bottom, they're going to push those things. And as long as we keep taking up their culture and believing and having faith in the white man, having faith in his dollar and his society and his religions, we're going to continue to be slaughtered. We're going to continue to be slaughtered, when all the will for the Lord for us is to be above them. You understand? So in order for us to be above them, we got to put all those things down. But he said if we don't hearken diligently to the voice to his voice and follow all his laws, statutes, and commandments, that we would suffer all these curses. That's what it says, and that's what we're about to read right now. Go ahead and read it for me.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Go ahead.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To do how many of his commandments?
To do all his commandments.
To do some of his commandments.
To do all his commandments.
To do the ones that are easy for you to do.
To do all his commandments.
To do the ones you agree with.
To do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments. You understand? Those things that the Most High established, called laws, statutes, and commandments, are for our health. They're for our safety. They're for our growth. They're for us to be holy, to be separate, man. That's what sets us apart from all the other nations on the earth. The law, statutes, and commandments. That's what sets us apart. You understand? To do all his commandments. Go ahead.
And his statutes.
Go ahead.
Which I command thee this day.
Right. This ain't an option. We're commanded to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. We've been commanded to do that. So much so that the Lord said, if you did not follow those laws, statutes, and commandments, go ahead. Keep on going.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
That if you don't follow these laws and statutes and commandments, all these curses shall come upon thee. What did it say? Read it again.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Incarceration.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
AIDS.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Poverty.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Homelessness.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
COVID-19 and monkeypox.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
You understand? Cancer. Go ahead. Keep on. Read it again.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Single parent homes.
That all these curses shall shall come upon thee.
Black on black crime.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Police brutality.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Hold it right there. Though that's just to name a few.
Right.
Child support is a curse. You understand? Like these things that we think are curses, you know, when we thinking it's such a spooky aspect, like, oh, curses, like it's some witchcraft of spells and cauldrons and, you know, green smoke coming up into the air. That ain't what curses are. Hashing on a bow tie and all of the things that people speak out of their mouth, that's not curses. Curses is what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians deal with every day.
Right.
Mass shootings in our Walmarts is a curse.
Right.
You understand? Drug addiction is a curse. Having heart disease, diabetes, those are all curses. High blood pressure is a curse. Right. And again, police brutality is a curse as well. And we all these things overtake us because we're not following the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. That's why they overtake us. It's saying it right now. The things that plague us in blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian communities are because of our sins.
Right. That's right.
And it don't happen to nobody else because the Lord didn't command them to follow the laws.
That's right.
The Lord didn't command them to follow the commandments and the statutes. He commanded you, Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, God's chosen people. All these curses shall what?
All these curses
shall come upon you. Go ahead. And overtake thee. So much so that we're losing our minds in this place. We're oppressed so much. We're oppressed and suffering so much. We lose our minds and go crazy. And end up killing ourselves and killing each other and doing things that we know are going to land us in jail and don't even care.
Right.
Like, listen, what they say, take me to jail, throw away the key, right?
Yes, sir.
That's our mentality because we've been overtaken by this evil. Right. We don't even care. Jail? Who gives a damn about jail? Black people are so impoverished, so beaten down that we, like I said one time before, we want to go to jail. Because because there's some black people out here that'll be able to get fed no other place besides jail.
Right.
There's black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians out here that'll be able to have a place to sleep no other place but jail. I've seen it so often, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who get themselves locked up to be able to get a meal, to be able to have a place to sleep, a roof over their head. We are being overtaken by evil, man. Overtaken by curses. Go ahead, Kabar.
So like I said, they also use jail as a place to go and get like health benefits.
There it is. That's right. That's right.
Go get their shots and they go get dentistry.
Everything they need.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because they can't afford it.
Can't afford health insurance. Can't afford to go get your teeth fixed.
Right.
That medicine you need for your blood pressure and your diabetes and insulin and all of that. You can't afford it.
Right.
So for that reason, you go get yourself locked up. You go and harass some business owner, so they call the cops on you. Then you fight the cops when they come, just so you can take you down to the jail, and so you can go get that tooth looked at. So you can go get that 3 hots in the cot. We've been overtaken, man. It's overtaken. And if something like false incarceration. Yeah, false incarceration ain't enough. We getting murdered by police officers.
Right.
Come on, man. Unarmed.
Right.
Drop that. Go down to verse 48. I'm gonna go and bring it all the way. Go ahead, Kabar. Go ahead. You got it.
It's to the fact that we don't even need the police to murder us no more because we're murdering each other.
Yeah, man. We've been doing that. We've been learning from the white man for over 400 years.
Right. Just this weekend alone, it was over 57 shootings in the city of Chicago. Over 2 day period.
That's right.
9 people murdered.
That's right.
And Chicago is what, like 86% black?
That's right. That's because go ahead, Stephen, you got it.
You know, a lot of those murders, man, they suspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
What you mean exactly? They suspect.
I mean, you know, we don't know. They got these black masks.
Oh yeah. Now they definitely are. We do. They definitely are white people staging black on black crime. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. And that's what it all it boils down to. We learn these behaviors from our oppressor. We learn it from them. You understand? We learn how to murder each other, how to sell drugs to one another, how to fight each other. You understand? And hate one another. We learn that from our oppressor. You understand? And while we right now celebrating 4th of July and following behind our oppressor, guess what? We'll celebrate that holiday, and many of us die on this day. You understand? While all the fireworks is going off, gunshots is going off, and black people are dying on the other side of those guns. And that's a result of us being as our father, the devil. You understand? When we take up our father's, the white man's culture, we take up his philosophies and his characteristics, his mannerisms, we become murderers. We become that way, and that's why we should never celebrate 4th of July. We should never celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving. We should never love money. You understand? We should never love those things, or America. We should never love those things, man. You understand? We should not eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, be homosexuals, or interracially marry. We should not do any of those things. That's right. Because those are the things that our oppressor does. Right. And he hates us, and the Lord hates him. Right. Okay? Go ahead and drop down to where I'm in 48, all right?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Hold up. There we go. That's another one. That's a curse. These are the curses in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. These are the curses. One of those curses is said you're going to serve your enemies. Read it again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
We're going to serve our friends.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
We're going to serve our brothers.
Serve thine enemies.
Let me ask y'all a question. Who do we serve in America? Who do we serve in America? Go ahead, Kendall. The white man. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, whatever person they put in this white capital, in that White House. You understand? Vladimir Putin in Russia. You know what I'm saying? Zelensky in Ukraine. We everywhere we are on this earth, we're under our oppressor. Right. And it's a white man. He's our enemy. Right. That's what the Bible is saying. We're going to serve our enemies. We're the reason we're in this place under these people because of our actions, our sins. Because we didn't hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. And that's something that we have to do now. Better now, the better late than never. You understand? Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
You understand? The white man is our enemy. The police, the government of America is our enemy. How many people really look to the government for something good? Nobody. Everything they got to offer, whether it's just food stamps or Section 8, we got to wait 2-3 years on some waiting list somewhere, right, and fill out 1,000 papers. You understand? And jump through 1,000 loops. And one of the requirements is you got to be poor. I mean, is that really helping? Is it really helping? Is government assistance really something good when the qualification for it is to be poor? No. Who wants to be poor? But why are we poor? We're poor because the corporations are our enemies too. Right? America, the government, the corporations, the police force, the military, all our enemies, man. They oppress Haiti, they oppress Mexico, Venezuela, and Honduras, so much so that's why they're marching up here right now in caravans. Right. Because their countries are impoverished because their lack of alliance to America. That's where it all comes from. Why do you think what do you think? Look at Russia right now. Why do you think Russia why do you think they holding up the food and all of that? Right. Because those sanctions that they putting on Russia is destroying their economy over there. Why? Because Russia is not in alliance with what America wants. So for that reason, they get sanctions put on them. Well, you know what? This is what happens. Once you sanction a country for so long, and you hold the people down for so long, pretty soon they start to band together and rise up against you.
Right.
And that's what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians need to do. We need to rise up. All of those brothers and sisters in Honduras, Venezuela, and Costa Rica, and Haiti. You understand? DR, PR, all of these countries, or Jamaica. We need to band together and rise up against our enemies. And how do we do that? It's simple. It's simple. How do we do it? Somebody answer me that question. Go ahead, Darius. There it is. By following the law, statutes, and commandments. Very simple. Very simple. By simply following the law, statutes, commandments, we'll overtake America. We'll overtake Europe. We'll overtake Australia, Africa. We'll take over the whole entire earth the way it's supposed to be. God's will. You understand? So again, things like police brutality will automatically come to an end. You understand? You don't see them murdering Chinese people in the streets. You understand? You don't see them murdering Arabs in the streets. I ain't seen not one Russian getting murdered in America in the streets by police. I ain't see that. They've been at war in the Middle East for 20 years. How many Arabs have been subject to police brutality? Have died due to police brutality? Not one. Why? Because the white man is not the Arab's enemy. You understand? The white man is not the Chinese man's enemy.
Right.
You understand? But the white man is definitely Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians' enemy.
Right.
Go ahead and read what you got. Continue.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Which what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
So look, that's the main point you need to understand. The Lord caused this to happen. The Lord caused this to happen. See, this is the part about the Bible that they overshadow. They don't want you to know about this part of the Bible. They don't want you to know that how terrible the Most High is. They don't want you to know how angry he can become. The things that how gangster he is.
Right.
They don't want you to know that. They want you to think he's just loving and caring and merciful and kind and sweet and generous. But really, those are the things that are keeping you from fearing him. Those are the things that are keeping you from fearing him. And fear is the beginning of wisdom. That's the beginning of that. That's what the Bible says, right?
Right.
Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. How can you fear a man that just loves everybody and just forgives you for every damn thing you do? He don't never got no disciplinary actions for you. Don't never got no correction for you. It's just all love and kindness. When are you ever going to follow any of his laws? Never. Because why? What is he going to do besides just forgive you? But that's all a lie, according to the Bible. It's all a lie. The Lord is a terrible power. He flooded the earth except for 8 people because of sins.
Right.
You understand? He destroyed nations because of sins. You hear what I'm saying? Children died. Families because of sins. And if you don't understand that he is the man because of your sins that will send a nation against you to the point where you're in hunger. You're starving. Aren't we starving in this place?
Right.
We're starving, man. Brothers and sisters going to jail to get food, man. Government assistance to get food stamps because we're so poor. We're starving. And the Lord has caused it because of our sins. Go ahead and keep reading.
And in thirst.
Mm-hmm.
And in nakedness.
Right, and in thirst, man. We so busy. We in places we can't even get clean water. You can't even get clean water.
Right.
Then somebody come out and make a machine that make the water clean and they just kill him. I know a brother you talking about, they ain't kill him, but that's the type of time they on. That's the type of time they on. You start making water engines that run off of water and start making machines that make water out of air. You understand? And they got to put you to an end because they want control over everything.
Right.
They want control over the rain that comes out of the sky, the water in the ocean and the lakes and rivers. They want control over the land. They want control over oxygen. And the Lord has caused it. And it's all supposed to be yours, black man. Hispanics and Native Indians. It's supposed to be yours. All of the resources are supposed to be yours. The land, the water, the air, everything. Dominion over all the animals and fish and every other and insects and bugs and the nations included.
Right.
But only in order for that to happen, you have to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. You don't go into the position that you're in of suffering because you didn't go to school, because you just didn't have a good education, because you ain't strong, because you're in that position because of your sins. And as soon as we stop telling black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians that then we can start to really see change in our lives. And start seeing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and not have to worry about police shooting us down 60 times.
Right.
Sending 60 shots through our bodies. Seeing them load up their guns and charge up their webcams. They come down to our supermarkets and murder us.
Right.
Go ahead, continue what you're reading, Doc.
And in one of all things.
You know what I'm saying? We go to them for all things, man. We can't even manufacture toothpicks and cotton and stuff like that. Just simple things. You gotta go to them for every damn thing. Go ahead, Kabar.
We have to go to them in death.
And deaf too, huh?
Death certificate. You have to go to them to let them know that you're dead.
Good night.
If you die, you have to go to your oppressors to let them know that you are dead.
Good night, Doc.
You can't even just get a plain burial in your backyard of the house that your mama owned. You have to go to your oppressors so they can tell you where to get buried at.
And so if you better do it, or else you're gonna be racking up all your loans and stuff. Still gonna get stacked up. Your student loans, they don't know you're dead. It's gonna keep on growing, and every other debt you owe. And what they gonna do? They just gonna pass it down to your children.
Right.
That debt. Because that's how. Because like I said, these curses that come upon us and overtake us. Go ahead and continue, out.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And that's what happened. We went into chattel slavery in America. You understand? We went into chattel slavery, which is talking about being whipped into submission and working for free. That's what chattel slavery is. Slavery and transatlantic slave trade is what we're talking about in this Bible right now. It's a prophecy. This is the prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade we read in the Bible, and we could take it all the way down to the slave ships right up in this Bible. That's what happens when we don't serve the Lord. He'll send us into captivity. So while we're looking at the white society and looking at police brutality, looking at it from the angle of, no justice, no peace, and, a few bad apples, we need to be looking at that from the standpoint of the Bible.
Right.
That these people as a whole are our enemies.
Right.
Go ahead and continue, Art.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Go ahead.
Verse 49.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
That's right. He bought a nation. He bought the so-called white man against us from afar. They came out of those Caucasus Mountains in Georgia, Russia at one point in time, and they went into all of these countries in Europe and all through the Middle East, including Jerusalem, where we lived. And they tore down Jerusalem, tore it down, and to the point where we had to flee out of Jerusalem into Africa to avoid Roman persecution. And then what happened? Then they came from Jerusalem to Africa. And then when they got there, they overturned all the pharaohs. They became the pharaohs in Egypt. And then eventually they gathered us up and brought us all the way here to America. Now here we are, 400 years of captivity in America by people that at one point in time came all the way from Georgia, Russia in the mountains. Cave dwellers.
Right.
Go ahead.
Let's not forget about how they did the so-called Hispanic brothers and the so-called Native American brothers, because they came from afar with them also.
That's right, Doc. That's right. Is that
right? If you don't believe that the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Hispanics are Israelites, well, the Bible just told you that they were Israelites.
Right. That's right. Damn right. Damn right. You could tell by these curses. They bought the Hispanics. They bought the Hispanics into slavery before the Negroes.
Right. That's right.
before the Negroes, Hispanics, and the Native Indians were suffering oppression by our enemies.
Right.
So much so that they killed off the Incans and the Mayans and the Aztecs,
Right.
which is the ancestors of the so-called Isupk tribes and those Hispanic tribes. They killed them off. Those Native Indians that they got on reservations right now that were beautiful, strong people that ran this land. And the same people that established this government who deputized these police that shoot us down in the streets have colonized these lands and put those Native Indians on reservations.
Right.
We got to know what we really dealing with here. This ain't about police brutality. This is about the white man being a devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right. That's right.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about. That's exactly what this is about. And we have to be accountable as well because it's our actions that caused the Lord to send them against us. We have to take some accountability, which is something that we don't learn a lot of because we learn from the oppressor. He's unaccountable for everything.
That's right.
He's unaccountable for everything. Leave it to him. You know, it's everything else. Everything that's wrong in this place is not his fault. It's everybody's fault but his. It's your fault that you ain't in college. It's your fault the way this reason happening. It's your fault for that happening. It's your fault that that you on a reservation. How the hell is it going to be a Native Indian's fault? He's on a reservation.
Right.
They take us and tell us that if it wasn't for white society colonizing this place, we would be in the Stone Age. Are you goddamn kidding me? When we taught you people how to bathe yourselves, when we taught you people what a government even was.
That's right.
How to even have a government,
right?
How to even have organization and the military and all of those things. We taught you those things. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have that knowledge. Do any of those things. So again, these people are unaccountable for their actions, for their slavery, their crimes. But we got something for that too. But Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's time for us to be accountable. You in a bad situation, you see you in a bad situation, your kids in a bad situation, it's because of your decisions. And it's time for you to be accountable and stop putting it off on everything else like the Christian church tells you to do, and stop just praying about it and start following these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right. Right.
Go ahead, continue. Go ahead, Kabar.
And that's to do something.
That's right.
When the Lord said, and do the commandments,
that's right.
That's doing something.
Damn right.
You want to do something about it, you do those commandments.
That's right, That's right. What the brother is bringing out is so heavy. That's a part of faith and works. Faith without works is dead, right?
Right.
You can have faith that this is the Most High, that this is the God of Israel, that Christ died for your sins. You can have faith in all of that. But if you're not following those laws, statutes, and commandments and doing the work of the Lord, then you're dead.
That's right.
You're dead. Your relationship's dead. Your family is dead. Your business is dead.
That's right.
All of it's going to die. Your success is dead. Everything. Because that's where all of it comes from, the Lord. You understand? Go ahead and continue, Kendall.
From the end of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
You understand? He bought him from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. And I know there's a picture online that shows you all of the white man's national birds, from Hitler to the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, all of his different empires. He always used the eagle to represent their nation's birds. You understand? It's always been the eagle, just like America right now. You understand? This is and they such a terrible people. Even their national bird is going extinct because they don't even know how to take care of what they honor. Go ahead, continue, Art.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
You understand? They don't know how to take care of the things that they honor. How do you think they're going to take care of us, the people that they dishonor?
Right.
You understand? You think they're here to serve and protect us? Look at what they did to their fellow soldiers in Afghanistan. They left them out there to die. When they came out of Afghanistan, they left their soldiers there to die. Yeah. They left all kind of UAVs and precision airstrikes and cluster strikes. All of the what do they call all of the streaks they left there. All of the kill streaks they left out there just for the average. We looking at TV. They out there with predator drones playing with them in the courts. You understand? In Afghanistan playing with predator drones and got UAVs and what's them thing called? Night vision goggles and stuff. The kids playing with little Afghan kids. They left all that stuff, billions of dollars of technology. They just left out there, along with their brothers, because they don't even honor each other. They have the same spirit as Cain. They have the same spirit as Cain. You understand? Cain killed his brother. They got the same. They got the spirit of Esau in the Bible, their father, who sold his birthright and was looking to kill his brother. Same man we're talking about right now. So what do you think? What kind of compassion do you think he'll have on you here in America today, out in Australia and all these other countries? What type of love do you think they'll have from you? What type of love you think is going to come just because they put a badge on, just because they swear and take an oath and put their hand on that Bible? What type of service to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians do you think they're going to serve? They're going to provide? You got to be kidding me, man. These are the same people that every day they go kill black people, and then they go back to the police station and say, well, it was either him or me. It was either him or me. And they give them, no, I'm good. I got one right here. And they call themselves heroes and get paid time off, paid leave. That's what we dealing with, man. Hey, y'all pay attention. Y'all pay attention. Quadar, Ishaya, Sunset, y'all pay attention. All right. These people are not our friends. They don't love us. They don't have our best interests at heart. They don't care about our welfare, because for them, us being oppressed and destroyed is good business for them. So we gotta look at these crimes against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians from another angle. From the angle of what the Bible is showing us right now, that these people are our enemies. Go ahead, continue to read.
Verse 50.
Mm-hmm.
A nation of fierce countenance,
Mm-hmm.
which shall not regard the person of the old.
Not regard the person of the old. Did that boy Peyton Dringen, did he regard the person of the old when he went in that supermarket? What's the average age of them people he killed in that supermarket? 70, 60 years old. You know, our aunties and grannies and granddads and them. That's who was murdered in that city supermarket in Buffalo. He didn't regard the old. He didn't go, oh, that's an old man. Let me go move around. Oh, that's an old woman. That's an little old lady. Let me move around. No, he seen a black man, a black woman, and feared that one day we'll rule over him, no matter how old or young we are, and he feared that. So that's why he killed him. He don't regard the old. Go ahead, Kabar.
How can they one day rule over him when they're old?
Right.
They're gonna die soon.
All right, that's right.
So if you really wanted problems with people that's gonna rule over you, you should go to someone about your age, right? You should go to to the people your age and have problems with them.
Right.
But he's a coward.
That's right. That's right. That's the heavy part right there. That's the part, because he's a coward. He's a coward. We got black men running around here that's running 50, 40-yard dashes under four, what is it? Yeah, 4, you know what I mean? 4.6, 4.5. You got brothers that got, 20 something inches. What is the highest inch verticals? 46 inch verticals.
Right.
They don't want no problems with us. They cowards.
Right.
They want to go to the supermarket in the community where everybody's there is Christians and loves everybody and just turns the other cheek, old, and that's what they want to go to war against,
right,
and kill and take down. Go ahead, Darius. That's right. He ain't come to Marcy Projects, right. to the what's them stores down there? C-Town. He didn't go to C-Town in Bronx. You understand? Fine Fair. He didn't go down to Fine Fair in Marcy. Right. He didn't go down to the hood stores where we out there selling drugs, which we shouldn't be, and got all kind of guns on us and ready to shoot at anything that looks like a threat. He ain't go down there to them young wild west boys down in these projects.
Right. He did.
They went down there to where God loves everybody. You understand? And that's right, because they're cowards. He's a coward. You understand? And he don't regard the old. He'll murder the old. They put old people on them slave ships. They didn't give a damn if they was old. They put them on the slave ships and brought them here and made them work alongside their children and their grandchildren. Because not only do they not regard the old, go ahead and continue.
Nor show favor to the young.
They don't show favor to the young either. I've seen pictures online of old folks in the cotton field with little kids look like they might be 5 and 6 picking cotton. You understand? 3 and 4 years old picking cotton in the field. Qadar, y'all pay attention. You understand? Picking cotton. They murder us in the school system. They murder us in the streets. Tamir Rice and Sean Bell. Other men, other children who were murdered by police officers. What's the brother that was just murdered? How old was he? Jalen. I know his name was Jalen. Jalen Walker. How old was he? Why are we getting that? What you got to say, Gabar?
What's the church in AM in Charleston?
Damn, I forgot the name of that church.
First AME.
Yeah, AME Emmanuel.
Yeah, when Dylan Roof Thorne went into that church, there were old people and young people in there that he murdered.
That's right.
And he murdered.
That's right.
A couple months ago, over there on the west side of San Antonio, they shot.
That's what I was talking about right there.
They shot a young brother that was 17 years old in the back 9 times.
He killed him, huh?
Yes, sir. And then when his mama wanted to know what happened and went to go ask questions, they pepper sprayed her.
Right.
That's what happened.
Talking about Johnson.
Yeah, Kevin Johnson.
Good night.
That's what happened.
And we right here, right now in San Antonio, right now, and we in New York, and we're in Ohio, we're in Chicago, we're in Illinois, we're all over. And it's your duty to get down and find out who your camp leader is.
Right.
It's your duty to find out who your camp leader is, so you can start reporting, so you can get the tutelage you need to save your life, to avoid police brutality, to avoid mass shootings, to avoid unlawful incarceration, false accusations, illegal arrest, all of that. What's the thing called? Aborting your babies, child support, single parent homes, diabetes, AIDS, STDs, monkeypox, COVID, poverty, homelessness. All of those plagues and curses, it's up to you to contact your camp leader to save your life and your family's life. Go ahead, Kabar.
That was a hell of a list you just named off, sir. That's a hell of a list you just named off. And there's tons more things out here that are killing us.
That's right.
There's tons of things out here that are killing us.
That's right.
What are we gonna do about it?
They ain't just killing us. The Bible says these curses is having a woman and another man sleep with her.
Right. Oh my.
That's a curse too. That's a curse too for you brothers out there that can't find a good woman because every woman you lay with is a whore.
Right.
That's also a curse.
That's right.
Somebody sleeping with your woman. You starting a business, or like the scriptures say, you planting a vineyard and not being able to drink of the wine that come from the vineyard. What is that likened to? You having a talent or a career or business, and guess what? You get crumbs from your business. While Uncle Sam and some other man somewhere makes more money off your business than you do.
Right.
Those are curses, man. Some of these people right now is upside down in their mortgages. Upside down.
Right.
That's all curses according to the Bible. Go ahead, Kendall. Huh? 25 years old, man. And what is always they say the life expectancy? Kendall said it best. Kendall said it. He said the life expectancy of a black man is always 25. I mean, how many of us in here, how many black men in here, and the sound of my voice at a young age didn't think that they was going to live to see 25? I know I was one. I didn't know if it was going to happen. I was in bullets. So many bullets done whiz past me in my life.
Right.
I was for sure I was going to get hit by one day. It was always gunfire and violence all around us in our neighborhoods, was it not?
Right.
We didn't think we would make it to see 25 and hit his brother go at 25 years old dead. Not because of black on black crime, not because of gang violence, not because of drug sale gone bad. None of that. Beef. It ain't because of none of that. It's because the white man is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
That's why. You understand? And that's our biggest enemy. That's our biggest enemy, man. 25 years old. You want to say something, Kabar?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
What Brucey say? If you make it to 25, you're an OG.
You're OG. You're OG.
Because we don't even make it to 25.
You're right. You an OG. That's correct. You're OG. I done seen, man. Listen, brother. I don't even. You know what I mean, listen, brother. Hey, listen. I done listen, brother. The age that black, Hispanics, and Native Indians jump off the porch is so infant. Talking about 11 years old, 12, 13 in the streets. I'm talking about in the streets. You know what I mean? Really, like you look at them like they grown men. They 13 years old, carrying themselves like grown men because they're living a fast life, dangerous life, where they got to watch their back, sell drugs and get thrown in jail and run from the cops, and they are destroyed, man, at a young age. By the time if they do make it to C25, you damn right they're OG. Because at the time, the amount of stuff that they've been going through from 13 to 25 is absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for? Is astronomical. Go ahead, Darius, young man Darius.
Man, that's what they call in the street putting in work when they should have somebody that has them putting in work in the truth.
That's right. That's right. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. That's the solution. That's the solution. Building up this school, the Isupk under Commander Junior Hanna. One man held on to this truth for us to be able to have an opportunity to save our lives. And now it's up for us to do our due diligence, get out here and promote this truth, push this truth, save brothers and sisters' lives from having to go down that path. You understand? From going down that path of drug use and drug selling and criminal activities and near-death experiences to be able to preserve their innocence, man. Preserve their youth so they can grow up and have a quality of life that all black babies, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian kids should have.
Right. That's right.
Go ahead, give me what you got, where we at? Go ahead. Okay, if we have 51, drop that. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 32. So we going back now.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Hold it right there. Now you can liken this unto anything. For one, our sons and our daughters was given to slave masters. At one point in time, they was sent to the Johnson family.
Right.
They was sent to the Harris family, to the Mack family, to the who did I say? What was another one? The Smith family, the Gould family, the Johnsons. We were sent to these different plantations, which is why we have the last names that we have right now. Because as kids, our forefathers were sent to different plantations, to another people. Go ahead, Kabar.
And yes, Hernandez and Perez are slave names.
That's right, Hernandez, Perez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez. Those are all slave masters too. Go ahead, the young man Darius. That's a curse. We still in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. If you in that 28th chapter, it's all curses. Read it again. Oh, go ahead, Stephen.
28 all the way to what?
From 28 and 16 on down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? From 28 and 16 all the way down. All of it.
You tune in to Wednesday classes. I've been breaking them down for the past two weeks.
I know that. I just wanted to.
Yeah, just get a mental vision of it as a whole. That's it. Like you go read in 27, it's talking about all the blessings. That's why I say, if you do hearken, you shall be put above all nations upon the face of the earth. And then it goes and talks about all these blessings that you're going to get. Blessings after blessings after blessings. Then it get to Deuteronomy 28, and it says, if you don't hearken to do it like we just read, then all these curses shall come upon you. And it started listing these curses. Go ahead, Stephen, young man, Stephen.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Of course he did, man. Get a young man a hand, man.
I know.
We in class, brother. This brother in there. Put some respect on his name, brother. We in class. You understand? But again, yeah, that's what we're reading about right now, a curse. We were giving our sons and daughters, we're giving it to another people. Go ahead and continue. Hold on, before we move, like I said, it was during that time. And what our people, our children get turned over to now? Go ahead, Kabar.
Child Protective Service.
That's right, CPS. Now CPS is coming and taking about our kids. Why? Because we too poor. You know, we it's too. I mean, we having criminal domestic violence in our houses. We fighting our wives and wives fighting the husbands, or we, you know, what's some other things that they take the kids. You know, daddy getting locked up, this person going to jail. Now who's going to take care of the kids? They got to take them to the CPS and give them to a parent drug addiction. That's another one. We strung out on drugs. Now our kids and sons and daughters given to another people. This is it. We give our sons and daughters to another people when they leave our house every day. And they go to these schools. They go to this board of education. They teach them 4th of July. They teach them, you know, gay pride in the schools.
Right.
You know what I mean? We giving them to another people. Go ahead, Kabar.
I gotta say it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Those Mexican babies at the border,
Mm-hmm.
They are separated from their parents. Over 15,000 children missing. Parents don't even know what happened to their children.
Right.
And they're going to say Mexicans aren't Israelites.
That's right, brother.
That's right.
Mexicans and those Hispanics fit these curses, man. The Africans don't fit this curse.
No, they don't.
The Chinese man don't fit this curse right here. They don't fit this. The Hamites don't fit this curse. Not to do the Moabites or the Ammonites or the Ishmaelites or the Hagarites or the any of them. Elamites, all of them. None of them fit this curse. But who does? The 12 tribes of Israel. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
You understand? Go ahead and continue to read, Doc. But that was a heavy point the brother just made. They was gathering up Hispanic children from their homes, calling them illegal immigrants and aliens. And what do? Take them to cages, put foil covers on them, and have them on lockdown. Taken from their mothers and fathers, man. Go ahead and read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them.
And now I shall look and fail with longing for them. You remember Philando Castile, right?
Right, sir.
We just listened to Prepare Slaughter by Captain Akkad. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. You understand? He included the audio of Philando Castile's wife in the backseat of that car with her daughter crying, longing for her husband, longing for him. That wish she could just have him and have him back. Like we wish we could have our kids back when CPS takes them. Or we long for our children when they took them and sent them to different plantations. Or take them and haul them off to jail. Put them in the school system and they under they are so much danger of school shootings. She longed for her husband. And then what else happened? Go ahead and continue to read, Kendall.
And fell with longing for them.
And did what?
And fell.
And what?
And fell.
Fell. Fell with what?
With longing for them.
Go ahead.
All the day long.
Uh-huh.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
And there shall be no might in thy hand. Let's think about that situation, man. She's sitting in the car with her husband, Philando Castile. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to take those devices from y'all if y'all don't listen and pay attention. You gotta be quiet. All right. Just think of how she felt in the car with her husband, and they shot those bullets into him. What do you think what do you think her first instinct was to do as she's looking at her husband there shot and bleeding out? Somebody think about it. Go ahead, Ayalawan.
To address the wound.
That's right. Address the wound. Put something on the wound. Apply pressure to stop the bleeding.
Right.
But what do you think would have happened if she would have lifted her hand to go apply pressure to his wound? What do you think would have happened? Go ahead, Kabar.
Those police officers would have emptied the clip into the car.
They would have shot her too, man.
And the baby.
They would have shot her too. And the child as well, because we just read that he don't favor the old or the young.
Right.
So what would have happened is he shot him. She would have reached over to put something on his wound, and they would have shot her too. Now, because there's no might in her hand, she can't save his life or her own life. Because that cop will put a bullet in all of them in that car. That's what this scripture is talking about. We've seen our children get sent off to auctions and couldn't do nothing about it. CPS come and take our children, and what do you think you're going to do about it? Nothing at all, man. You're going to take our children, man. Those are curses. It's absolutely a devastating thing, and we deal with it on a daily basis in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. Police officers who kill our children and take our children from us, and what are we able to do? Go ahead, Kabar.
I have a question, sir.
Go ahead.
Can we use that also for like the military draft?
Yeah, you can. That's right. Military draft too. They come in, they telling you 17 and 16, you can fight in the war, and they come and draft you to come fight in his war and die for his cause.
Right.
Die for his liberty, right? His liberty and his independence. That's what they celebrating today on the 4th of July, ain't they?
Right.
Celebrating the independence of America when Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians were drafted into those wars in 1776 to go fight for their independence.
That's right.
When all we did was come home back to slavery, back to being the barbecue. That's what we did. And all those white honkies, excuse my language. I done got too riled up in here. You understand? They came back home and got medals of honor.
Right.
Medals and gold medals and you know, Purple Hearts. We came back to picking cotton right alongside our children. Go ahead, Stephen.
You know, a lot of those veterans came back and they were lynched.
Yeah.
In their uniforms.
Right.
Good night.
Lynched in their uniforms.
Good night.
Come on now.
The brothers bringing out is so goddamn heavy. We done put that uniform on. They draft our children into these wars, put us in their goddamn uniform, give us their guns to go shoot for their cause, and they kill us in those same uniforms. That's what it do. Go ahead, young man, Darius. They don't.
It's a trade.
That's right.
Trade, you know,
They're gonna give them an education. Hey guys, y'all getting too loud.
We're gonna make sure that you have money. You know, we gonna make sure. And some of the people don't even get their veteran.
Yeah, you talking about like the retirement and all that.
I was living in Dallas. It was good, and this was the time before I wasn't in the truth. I had a picture. And I had gave it to him. This man had a veteran regalia on, and one leg, one crutch, out down the side of the street.
Oh yeah, the streets are filled with homeless veterans. They filled with those. They out there. Those veterans are out there under the bridges.
But pretty much what I'm saying is like, we gonna fight these wars that the white men in the government with the ties on that start this mess, and they send our kids and stuff to go fight them and stuff.
That's right.
I was saying with somebody like the old picture of George Washington when they was getting ready to go fight in the war. Remember, he was like right there on the front. Even though that ain't nothing to really do with
right.
But I'm saying like they don't even go fight the war. They don't even send their kids.
They don't, because they cowards. Because they goddamn cowards. That's right. What the Kabar just brought out earlier. They're cowards. And they're weak as well. They don't even have the physical capability to perform the way a black man, Hispanic, and Native Indian can perform. So they send us to war because not only are we physically enhanced, right, in our abilities, but we're fearless. We're fearless. We grow up in those warlike environments. Go ahead, Darius, young man Darius.
They were, you met them before they was in the army and stuff like that. I'm figuring out that all the Marines and the Coast Guard, they the crash tests, they go in and get killed first.
That's right.
The location and stuff
All that.
Then they send a SEAL team in to clean it up.
That's right, brother. So again, all of these things are what we what our children are getting swallowed up in and slaughtered. You know, being slaughtered. Sent to plantations to work, sent to CPS to be in the system. You understand? Sent to schools to be brainwashed, sent to the military to die for white supremacy. That's what they're dying for, white supremacy. You understand? And we send them out into the streets too, and police officers murder them, man. And there's no might in our hands. What are we gonna go do? Go get guns and shoot up the whole police station? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Go get vengeance against the cop that killed our children? No. But I tell you what you can do. You can follow these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
You could do that. You can sacrifice being a drug addict. You can sacrifice being a weed head. Sacrifice being a homosexual and a whore. Sacrifice that. And that will save your children's lives. That will save your life and your children's lives. That will do that. Don't celebrate these holidays, and that will save your family's lives. It will do it. It will do it. Because those are the things that the Lord said that we shouldn't do, or he will send these curses upon us. Go ahead, Kabar.
While everybody's out there right now celebrating white man's holiday,
Mm-hmm.
we are right now in class safe.
That's right,
Like a baseball player sliding into home.
Hey,
You're safe.
Hey, now I do you one better. We safe like the Israelites in Egypt.
Ain't that right?
And them houses with that blood over our doors. We safe like that. We safe like that. We safe like the children of Israel who hearken unto the men of the Lord and avoid those plagues that came over us. While everybody was out doing the things that they love to do, they suffered those plagues that came to Egypt. We safe like Lot and his family. You understand? That hearkened to the Lord and was able to get instruction from the Lord to lead that city before it was destroyed. We safe like that. You understand? We safe like Noah and his family who received the instruction from the Lord to build that ark and to avoid being flooded and drowned to death. That's what we're doing, man. Instead of us celebrating 4th of July and going out and doing what everybody else is doing because the white man said this is what we should do, we're here in the UPK and the Commander General Yohana, separate and holy. All right, any more on that? Go ahead, Yellow One.
I got that article.
Go ahead, give me what you got.
Let me get on the screen real quick. It says, this is about the shooting. It says videos of Jalen Walker shooting by police raise more questions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a video here, but then I want to get to the article.
Do your thing. We're gonna have to get through it because I definitely gotta get into these police brutality scriptures. But go ahead, let's kick it off.
All right, it says a 25-year-old black man who was killed last week by police officers in Akron, Ohio, suffered more than 60 gunshot wounds, but was unarmed at the time. The police chief said on Sunday. That detail was among the facts that began to emerge in the killing of the man, Jalen Walker, who died last Monday after fleeing the police during what was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. Okay, Mr. Walker had one. Mr. Walker had one
Amber,
traffic ticket.
let's get these devices. Let's get
no
these devices.
criminal
Let's get the devices. Y'all got to pay attention now. Y'all being too loud. You're disturbing the class. Come on.
It says,
go ahead, get them devices.
Walker had one traffic ticket and no criminal record.
Hold on. So read that again.
Mr. Walker had one traffic ticket.
One traffic ticket. Go ahead.
And no criminal record.
Well, they tell us all the time to be upright citizens, to be law-abiding citizens, right? This man sounds like a law-abiding citizen to me. He doesn't sound like a criminal to me. Go ahead and read.
Okay. It says, the police said they initially sought to pull him over for an equipment violation and a traffic violation.
Right. Go ahead.
8 officers who were directly involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave, according to department policy, the police said.
That's right.
Following the release of the videos, hundreds of protesters marched in downtown Akron demanding justice for Mr. Walker and decrying police violence as Mr. Walker's family urged the community to remain peaceful.
That's right. So listen, this where we at right now with this. These people are showing you that you don't have to be a criminal. You don't have to break the law of the land to be murdered in America. You understand? So while there are upright citizens in America whose noses are absolutely clean, you have to wonder why would a person still suffer a death so brutal? Why? By members of an organization who are supposed to be the enforcers of the law.
Right.
Who are supposed to serve and protect. You want to know why? Because like the Bible told us, those people who are called police are our enemies, man.
Right.
They are the criminals.
Right.
They're the criminals. Those 8 deputies, they're the criminals that murdered that innocent black man. It's an innocent black man, innocent unarmed black man that we had to lose because of police brutality, because of their criminality. And the only protection that we have from them is not just serving and following the laws of the land, not being a criminal, but following the laws and commandments of the Most High.
Right.
That's the only protection that we have against these people. That's the only protection we have. Go ahead, Kabar.
First, they said that they have questions, right? What questions arose? What questions are arising when it's on video?
That's right. Yeah, see that's what it is though. They didn't have the video. The video is just released. You know what I mean? The video is just released. But from what they're saying is that the brother was having the equipment, what is probably a proper tail light, something like that. Tail light was out, something like that resulted into murdering a black man. They trying to find out why is he dead? They trying to figure out why is he dead. That's the question that everybody asks.
Right.
Go ahead, Darius. Go ahead.
There's more on here about.
Let's read it.
It says in one video, a popping sound can be heard at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and an officer reports gunfire coming from the door of Mr. Walker's car.
Mm-hmm.
The shot itself is not visible from the footage, but during the news conference, footage from outside the car was shown that seemed to capture a muzzle flash coming from Mr. Walker's driver's side door.
Right. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Right.
It says the police said during the news conference that a handgun was later found in Mr. Walker's car, and that a bullet casing was found where they said he fired, and that it was consistent with the weapon found in Mr. Walker's vehicle. A still photo released by the police showed a handgun on the seat along with a gold ring. Mr. Walker's girlfriend died recently in a car accident.
See what I'm saying? Like this is what we suffer. You understand? This is what we suffer, man. Like we got to be protected not just from the police. We got to be protected from all evil. You got to be protected from all evil. You understand? Because you don't have to do anything to be murdered by a white police officer. You don't have to do anything. He's here to murder you. That's what he's here for. That's what his job is. His job is to incarcerate you, murder you, and oppress you. Because that's what makes America great. Go ahead, young man Darius. Go ahead, let's read and get over it. Hey guys, y'all getting loud again, guys. I'm gonna separate y'all. Go ahead.
It says Bobby DeCello, a lawyer for the Walker family, said Mr. Walker had only recently obtained the firearm. And quote, Jalen was not familiar with firearms, and we do not know if it was accidentally fired, he said. But police did find no bullets in the handgun when they found it in the car after his death.
Right. Go ahead and play the video real quick. Can you play the video?
The video is, I believe it's the news conference. It's not the actual.
Oh, what about the video they were shared in the chat? It was just a video of the actual shooting itself. Don't worry about it. We don't have to play the video. Somebody give me Zechariah 11:5. Matter of fact, before we even get there, let me get That's so many of them. Let me get Lamentations 4:17. Let's get through these fast.
Which scripture was that?
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. Young man Darius, let me get you read. Chapter 4, verse 17. Come on, let's get it.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help.
Our eyes are yet fail for our vain help. Why our eyes fail? Because the help that we think is help is not even the help. They're our enemies. The people we think these are the police, these are the people that's supposed to serve and protect and save us. Meanwhile, they're our biggest threat. They're our biggest threat, man. When we go out and vote, you heard Officer Kabar say, he said he might give y'all push-ups. And I approve. They're our biggest threat. The government, the police, we go out and vote every day. And what do we get? Murdered by police.
Right.
And we cast our votes. What do we do when we follow the laws and don't run the red light and don't do this? And what do? We get murdered. We think that these people are to help when really they're our enemies, man. Go ahead and continue, Darius.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Right. These people are the ones that are hurting us, man. They're the ones that are oppressing us and murdering us and destroying us. They cannot save us. We need someone to save us from them. We need to be saved from them. Go ahead and continue. Go ahead. Go all the way to 19.
Okay. Sir. Verse 19.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Go read 18.
Oh, okay. Sir. Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They do what?
Hunt our steps.
They do what?
Hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. That brother Jalen, Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, all of these people, man. You understand that we ain't even get into child abduction and stuff like that. We ain't even get into women abduction, them sex trafficking ranks. They hunt our steps. They want to take our lives.
Right.
We can't to where what? They hunt our steps. Go ahead and read.
That we cannot go in our streets.
We cannot go in our own streets. We can't go in our own Walmart. We can't go in our own Top Store. Can't go in our own C-Town, Fine Fair.
Right.
What are these, IGA, all these little supermarkets that we go into. We can't even go into, HEB, our own little, churches, schools. Because they do what?
Hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps, man.
Right.
These people are not here to serve and protect us. These people are here hunting our steps. And you ain't going to go to church to be able to get saved from that. You ain't going to church to get saved from that. Prayer ain't going to save you from that. What's going to save you from that is repentance. Changing your life. Coming into the UPK, the Lord set to be over the nation of Israel. To hear and to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord, to do all of his commandments, his laws and statutes. That's how you're going to be saved from that. But if you study in that Christian church thinking that prayer and loving everybody and turning other cheek is of the Lord, then you're going to consistently be in danger. Go ahead and continue to read.
Our end is near.
Our what?
End is near.
Go ahead and continue.
Our days are fulfilled.
Our days are fulfilled. Go ahead.
For our end is come.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. So again, go ahead. Just matter of fact, go ahead and read it in 19.
Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven.
You understand? Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven, man. Mm-hmm. You want to know what that means? See, people don't know that the eagle is one of the biggest predators. Why? Because they're advantage. Because the eagle, you think about power. When you at the top in power, who can judge you? When David committed the sin that he did and know that he was up for judgment, who could he beg for mercy? Who? He was the highest ranked man in Israel. There was no man over him besides the Most High. That's the man he goes to for mercy. In the UPK and the Commander Jenny Hanna, we have men above us that we receive correction from, that we ask mercy of. But the eagle being up in the air, there's nothing above him. That eagle can swipe down and attack even a lion. Even a lion. And eagles are big animals. And they'll lift up a whole child from the ground. And you'll never see it coming. And that's how the white man is in his government. They persecute us. They rob us, they murder us, they incarcerate us, they oppress us without us even knowing that they're doing it. We don't even know that that's what they're doing. This system is so, what's the word they just used? They what? Oh, yeah, this system is so swift. Like they talk about in songs, that crafty counsel. Like their system is so crafty that we don't even realize how oppressed we are. We don't even realize how destroyed we are. We get food stamps and we think we living it up. We get Section 8 and we think we made it. We get a little 360 deal. Nobody can tell us nothing. You understand? We sign a deed to a house and now nobody can tell us nothing. When all of those things are crumbs that fall from the master's table. They put those drugs in our neighborhood and we sell those drugs and go to jail for it. And we don't even realize that the white man is the one that set all of this up. Right. Turning gangs against each other when gangs originally started to be protectors of the neighborhood. And they turn it, we don't even realize we killing each other in these gangs because of the white man's hand in our brotherhood. His hand in our brotherhood is the reason why we're murdering each other, man. Because it's swifter, man. Read it again. Matter of fact, somebody, Stephen, take it up. Stephen, take up where he left off at. Where we at? We had Lamentations 4, and I believe 19 now. Go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it out.
19, they pursued us upon the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
They laid wait for us in the wilderness.
They do what?
Laid wait for us in the wilderness.
They lay wait for us in the wilderness, man. That takes me to my next scripture, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. They lay wait for us in the wilderness, man. What does that mean? They lay wait for us in the wilderness. That means that they're sitting in our cities. Go ahead.
That's like when they have the speed track where you see the cop posted up where you can't see him. You drive around the highway, you barely going 85 miles an hour.
That's right.
Right on you.
That's right. Well, the brother, that's it. That's right. Give him a hand. That's right. That's exactly right. They sitting behind those billboards. They sitting in the alleys. They sitting in those places where you can't see them at. And I'm gonna read the scripture right now. Go ahead and read it. Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. Let me get it. Come on now, you gotta get it quicker than that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. That's what we just read in Lamentations. He sit in the wild, waiting for us. He lay wait for us in the wild, and he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages to do what? Go ahead and continue.
In the secret places, do it. He murder.
Does he what?
Do it. He murder.
He does what?
Do it. He murder.
He does what?
He murders.
He murders. He murdered. He's sitting in the secret places of the villages and lay wait in the wilderness, and he murders us, man. He murders. He murders. That's what happened just a couple days ago in Ohio. A murder.
Right.
It wasn't self-defense. That was a murder. Who did they murder? Go ahead and read.
He murdered the innocent.
The who?
The innocent.
The innocent, man. He just read just now. That brother, they stopped him because his tail light was probably out. It said he had one traffic ticket. Yeshai and Qadar. I'm not going to tell y'all again. They just said that he was innocent and unarmed.
What scripture is this?
This is Psalm chapter 10, verse 8. You understand? We just read right now. It say he had one traffic ticket and no criminal record. He's not a criminal. Read it again.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
Mm-hmm.
In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent.
In the secret places, man. We got to go fight the police force for them to release video footage because they want to keep their murders secret.
Right.
If it wasn't for Facebook and all of these social sites right now, we probably wouldn't even know about half of these murders because they want to keep it secret. We want to be able to murder you and get off the next day like it didn't happen. But now that we're aware of it, we requesting footage, video footage, right. The body cam footage, because we want to see the truth of what really happened. And we always find out that they're murderers, that they're criminals, that they're savages, the real savages. They call our Mexican brothers savages. They call our Indian brothers savages when they're really the savages, man. You got that article I asked you about the slave patrol? Continue what you got. Give me that article. Read what you got again from the top, Kendall.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
Mm-hmm.
In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent.
That's right. Go ahead.
His eyes are privily set against the poor.
His eyes are privily set against the poor, man. That's what he's looking out at. He's looking to attack the poor people. And who are the poor people in America? Black people, Hispanics, Native Indians. We're the ones that don't own businesses, can't get business loans, own all kind of school debt, all kind of debt that we owe, credit cards and loans. Can't pay our bills, can't get employment in the unemployment lines. So poor, so much so that black women abort their babies for the fear of not being able to raise those children without resources. You understand? Well, guess what? The Isupk under Commander Jenny Hanna got all of the solutions for all of those things. We got a solution for the lack of resources. We got a solution for the lack of parenting. We got a solution for drug addiction. We got a solution for criminal domestic violence. We got a solution for all of those things, and we got a solution for police brutality too. Right. We got a solution for that too. We got a solution for everything, because not only is it all in the Bible, all of the things that we're suffering, but all of the solutions are in there too. His eyes are privily set against the poor, man. Give me what you got up that article. Mm-hmm. So does it get down into the history of it? The slave patrol? Or do I have to say it?
No, it goes into it.
Go ahead, we got to read it quick because I got to get some more scriptures.
All right, so this is about slave patrol. It says slave patrols, also known as patrollers, patty rollers, were organized groups of armed men who monitored and enforced discipline upon slaves.
Upon who?
Upon slaves.
Upon who?
Upon slaves.
They went to enforce order and discipline upon slaves. This is where the police force comes from. The police force started with slaves. Because your plantations, Esau's plantations, all of his slaves, when they get out of line, they have a man to correct them. When they didn't do what they were told to do, they had someone to correct them. And when they got the balls to be able to run away from that plantation to go try to be free, they had someone to correct them, to come chase them down and bring them back. Go ahead, Darius. Yeah, what is he talking about? You talking about what they call their overseers. Right. Overseers, right? That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's right. That's right. That's what they are. Slave patrol is the overseers. People that watch over the slaves, make sure they don't run away. If they run away, they go back, go find them and bring them back. They discipline them, stick them in the hole, put them on the bottles. You know what I mean? Had them stand on like Rod and Claude and Ray. Standing on the bottles, all kind of torture and devices they had to discipline them. That's where it started from. Go ahead.
Okay. The slave patrol's function was to police and
to do what?
Was to police.
To do what?
Was to police.
Was to do what?
Police.
Police. That's who the police are. The police are slave patrols. That's what they are. When the police is riding down Bel Air and Rodeo Drive and all these white neighborhoods, they're just there, just sightseeing. They just there, hey, how you doing? Waving at people, every other thing. They don't put their badge on and turn their clock on until they get to your neighborhood. Right. When they get to know your neighborhood, that's when they turn on the computer and turn on the clock and start doing their job. Right. Meanwhile, all of the white people out there selling methamphetamine and heroin and high off all the opioids they can put into their system, and all they get is interventions. That's what they get for them, interventions. Send them to some health facility so they can get, some kind of medical help. But when they come to your neighborhood, they knocking crackheads on the ground and putting cuffs on them and sending them to jail. Taking weed heads, people out here that can't stop smoking weed and sending them to jail with double life sentences. Right. There's people in jail right now with weed charges, and they wasn't even weed dealers. They were just weed users. They were just drug users. And they doing life in jail. That's because these people that call themselves police are really just overseers.
Right.
They're really just slave patrol, plantation police. So they have no problem with shooting you down in the street, man. They have no problem with throwing you in jail. Whatever it takes to keep you in order and keep you disciplined and keep America great. Go ahead, continue.
Was to police enslaved persons,
mm-hmm.
especially those who escaped or were viewed as defiant.
That's right. That's right. That's it right there. And like I said, you don't have to be a criminal today to be considered undefiant. You don't have to be a criminal today to be looked at like a super thug, like a super predator. Right. You understand? You want to know why that is? Because after a certain time, when they abolished slavery, they just turned slavery into incarceration. Right. They turn incarceration into slavery. So now, in order to legally have slaves, they have to make you a criminal. That's right. They have to make you out to be some kind of thug or gangster. So that's why that label has always been put over us all these years. Right. As thugs and super predators. Hillary Clinton called us super predators. While was it Bill Clinton that came out with a 3-strike rule? Was it Bill? Yeah. While Bill Clinton enforcing a 3-strike rule, Hillary Clinton is labeling us super predators. Why? Because it go hand in hand.
Right. What Joe Biden said.
Okay. Yep.
Joe Biden did it underneath.
Yeah, with Joe Biden. That's correct. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is right along with them, incarcerating millions of black men. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, the Clintons, the Reagans, Nancy and Ronald Reagan, and their drug scandals.
Right.
These people are really the devil. They're the enemies. That's what they are. Go ahead, Ayala.
I just gotta add what you're saying is heavy because when you talk about the eagle, that's exactly what an eagle does. He's watching. Mm-hmm. He's seeing targets from far away. He's setting up the prey.
Yep.
That's what the white man does. The white man puts gangster rap in your music,
mm-hmm.
and homosexuality and all manner of wickedness in the movies that we watch.
Right.
To entice us to live those types of lifestyles just so he could pounce on us.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like
that's right.
It's like playing the game for him.
That's right.
To hunt us.
That's right.
He's hunting our steps the same way he hunts the steps of those animals that he killed.
That's right.
In the wilderness. And then we're the game for him.
That's right, Doc.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. What you saying is so heavy. We're gonna get into that as well. You understand? We're gonna get into that as well. Let me finish up this article. I think that was enough though. You got something heavy? Get me to the heavy part.
Sir, this is a section called the Reconstruction.
Mm-hmm. Good.
With the war lost, Southern whites fears of African Americans increased in 1865 due to Reconstruction.
That's right.
Governments that were perceived as oppressive to the South.
And that was during the time of emancipation, right? In 1865 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Even though slavery and patrols were legally ended, the patrol system still survived.
That's right. Go ahead.
Almost immediately in the aftermath of the war, informal patrols sprang into action.
That's right. Formal patrols sprang into action. Formal.
It's like it said informal.
Okay. Go ahead.
It says later, city and rural police squads, along with the help of Union Army officers, revived patrolling practices among free men.
Right. So it went from being informal to now becoming formal, right? Because informal will get is again at the time when you just had white people that just hated black people.
Right.
That just they was the one that was designated to oversee the black people. They was the ones that was designated to oversee the plantations. Just white racists. Go ahead.
Like a modern day example of that is George Zimmerman.
That's right.
And then he the one that shot Trayvon Martin.
That's correct.
He was an informal officer.
That's right.
And he ended up getting scot-free. He didn't even go to prison.
Right. That's right. And they still have it today. That's why you said, like George Zimmerman as an example, they call it citizens arrest or citizens, like when the citizens get involved with stopping crime.
Right.
Now that's why you got so many Karens out here because they think that because they're white and you're black, all they got to do is call the cops when they see you when they see you doing something that they don't like. They just call the cops because they're informally, deputized. They informally are acting as authorities over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do the same thing to keep us in order and discipline us. And that's what it's always been, and that's still what it is today. The only thing that changed when it become formal is that now these people that you're talking about right now, which is your military men, so-called, what is they called? The slave patrol. They actually became formal, and that's what he's reading about right now. Go ahead.
During the post-Civil War Reconstruction period of 1865 through 1877, old-style patrol methods resurfaced and were enforced by post-war Southern police officers and also by organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan.
There it is. That's what I wanted. Take me to Zechariah 11:5. Let's go ahead and take it there. That's what I wanted right there. That's what happened. The slave patrol just became the police officers, the same people who were white racists that were perfect for disciplining black people, which is your KKK, right? All they did was give them badges. That's it. So who do you think the chief of police is? Who do you think the sheriff is over the town? Who do you think he is? He's your grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. That's who he is. That's him. He's your grand dragon, and anything that the dragon is the head of is going to be what the body follows.
That's right.
That's it. Go ahead, Kabar.
And nowadays it moved from not only being your police officers, now they're your judges, Supreme Court.
Oh yeah,
people.
Same thing.
Everybody at the
Congress and
Congress, the DA.
DA, CIA, Supreme Court, all of it. They all headed are the devil that the Bible speaks of. That old serpent.
Right.
That's who it is. That's who your sheriffs are. That's who your judges are. Your mayors and governors over this nation. That's who they are. Go ahead, Kabar.
And because of Christianity, you have even the black judges and the black lawyers and the black people that come up in these systems, right? They even look at you like you're part of the problem also.
Yeah, like Django, like the brother off of Django. What's his name again? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Stephen. Okay. Damn. All right. So yeah, like him. He's so in love with the white man that he looks at you like how the white man looks at you. Right. So they always say, yeah, we got to become mayors We got to become governors, and we got to change it. We got to come change it from the inside. You understand? What's that? No, you if you was right, you was right. Yeah, you understand? They can think we're gonna have to change it from the inside. That's why we gotta run for mayor, run for governor, run for president. But meanwhile, you run for anything in this government, and you're going to be turned against your people, because that's the nature of the beast. That's what permeates through our government: racism for black people. Deputizing Ku Klux Klans members is what our government consists of. That's why you see so much police brutality against blacks, Hispanics, man. Give me a Zechariah 11:5.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Who do what?
Whose possessors slay them.
They slay us. Go ahead.
And hold themselves not guilty.
That's right. They do what?
Hold themselves not guilty.
Right. That's what they do, man. It's in the Bible. This is police brutality in the Bible right here. It's saying that they slay us and hold themselves not guilty. Didn't we just read in the article, like all the articles we read from police brutality, that the cops are now on paid leave?
Right.
That's what it is.
Man.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They murder black people, they slay us, and then hold themselves not guilty. Oh, he had a felon. Oh, he had drugs in his car. It was a gun in his car. All of these things they try to put out there to justify their murder against you, to justify murdering you. That's why every time they murder a black, Hispanic, Native Indian, they always put a criminal mug shot up or find some kind of dirt that they did to say he deserved to die. Hold on, y'all don't want to have something to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you know what you're saying is crazy, because especially in that case that just happened, where they were trying to say, "Oh, well, we saw a muzzle flash come from the car,"
right?
And then the lawyer said, "Well, we went to the scene and we seen that gun didn't even have any bullets in it."
Right.
It had a loaded clip that was there on the seat, but the gun wasn't loaded.
Right.
So something ain't adding up.
It ain't adding up, and it never do. Go ahead, Kabar.
They just basically killed the man and went on paid vacation.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. They kill us and hold themselves not guilty. And again, they're the ones that do these crimes, and they look like heroes. They go home heroes. Go ahead, continue.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right. They that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. Again, they look at this as good business. They say, thank God black people are oppressed.
Right.
Thank God we've made it another year with black people struggling and suffering. Thank God we've been able to murder blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and throw them in jail. They call that a blessing. That's what they do. They call that a blessing, man. They say, thank blessed I am what?
Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right, and see, that goes over people's head too, because what they don't understand is the KKK is a Christian organization. Right. So they thank the Lord, all the black killing that they do. They thank white Jesus for all the killings that they do of black people. The Christian church is the house of Satan, man.
Yes.
You understand? The Christian church is the house of Satan, and they thank God for the oppression of black people, man. But there's a God that we can serve, and it's a black God. And we can serve a king who is a black king. His name is Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
That's right.
And he's the real king over Israel, the real so-called, the man you call Jesus Christ, real true king of Israel. And that ain't Christianity. That's the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? Any more on that? You want to say something, y'all want? Drop that. Let me get Genesis 25 and 27. You understand? These people, they say murder us and hold themselves not guilty. And then keep me down. Somebody give me what I just asked for. Darius, get that. Kendall, go back to Zechariah 11:5 and continue where you was at. 27. Yeah, that was it. 25 and 27. Chapter 25, verse 27. Go ahead, Kendall. I think you was at 6 by now, maybe. Go ahead, finish 5 for me.
And their own shepherds.
Their own what? That's the part I want right there. Their what?
And their own shepherds.
Their own shepherds. Go ahead.
Pity them not.
Pity them not, man. You see what I'm saying? That Christian church is a slaughterhouse, man. That Christian church is teaching you the doctrine of devils. The white man who calls himself a Klansman serves the God that you serve in that Christian church. And your Christian pastors are supposed to be your shepherds, and they're the reason why you're getting slaughtered out here in these streets.
Right.
They're supposed to be your shepherds, and because of the doctrine, just like the brother was bringing out just now about how they so in cahoots with the white man and how they look at you like a problem because it's not profitable to have a healthy black man. It's not profitable to have a strong black man or a submissive black woman. It's not profitable, right? So for that reason, they'll lie to you and make effeminate men and masculine women to be able to get riches, and all along, these things are killing us, man. And the white man gets paid like Kanye West saying. What it said, the white man do this and the white man buy crack. No, dope man to buy something. I forgot the lyrics.
Dope man buy crack and the white man gets paid off for all
the white man get paid off for all of that, right? Like we get told these lies, we pay our tithes, we say all the prayers they tell us to say, we serve white Jesus and turn the other cheek and all of that other stuff, and we get destroyed still, and the white man gets paid off of all of it. And the shepherd's the man that's in that pulpit that calls himself a pastor. He doesn't even pity us. He doesn't even pity us. When you think of a man of God, you think of someone who's Christ-like, and Christ went to the prisons. You understand? Christ went to men in prison, came to the men in the ghettos. When your Christian pastors, he sends you to prison, and he causes you to be poor. Go ahead, Kabar.
Your pastor is really a criminal against God.
That's right.
When he brings up that scripture, how can a man rob God? He's doing it.
That's right, brother. Give him a hand. That brother is saying it's important. He's robbing God. He's robbing us of the truth. He's robbing us of the truth. We supposed to know we the Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We supposed to know we not supposed to. Our children are supposed to know we shouldn't be wanting to pop off fireworks for no 4th of July. They should be so hardcore that they, even though it's so enticing to pop off fireworks, they should be so hardcore. They're like, nah, not today. Not today. I like candy, but not today. Not on Halloween. Right. I like fireworks, but not today. Not on 4th of July. You understand? That's what he's robbing us of. He's robbing us of our culture, our identity, our protection. And that's why we're dying on these streets. They don't even pity us. But in the UPK, under Commander Johnny Hanna, we sacrifice weed to be able to save our people. We sacrifice gang affiliation to save our people. We sacrifice pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and being a whore and having sex with whoever we want to have sex with in order to save our people, man. That's right. And we'll visit them in the prison. We got a prison system. We got a prison program. We got a foster care program, a counseling program. Food program, Golden Drive. We have all of those resources to save our people because we're going to truly get our people out of this condition that we're in and save them from everything, including police brutality, man. Go ahead and drop that. Give me what you got, Darius.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 27.
Go ahead.
And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter.
This is talking about Esau and Jacob in Genesis, the 25th chapter. And Esau, of course, is the progenitor or the father of the so-called white tribes, the white nations. You understand? And Jacob is the progenitor of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he's saying that Esau was a what?
Cunning hunter.
A what?
Cunning hunter.
A cunning hunter. That's what he is, a cunning hunter. That's why the lie. That's why everything ain't adding up with the murder that just was committed, because he's a cunning hunter. Because he wanted to murder a black man, and now he's fabricating a story to justify the murder, and it doesn't add up. Because he's a cunning hunter. You understand? Read it again. Continue reading.
Concert, a man of the field.
A man of the field, man. And that's where he's at, man. He's in the field. He's in your neighborhood, and your streets, and your boroughs, and your reservations, and he's there to oppress the poor and to murder the innocent. That's what he's there for. He's a cunning hunter. He's the type of man that'll pour deer piss on himself to be able to throw off his scent so he can get a deer and kill it. He's the type of man that go into a tree or lay in a field for 10 hours and pee and poop on himself in order not to give up his location. He's a cunning hunter. That's what he is. He'll sit in a tree for 48 hours. 48 hours to get a kill. He's a cunning hunter, man. In the same way he's a cunning hunter in there in the field when it comes to sport, the same way he is when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He hunts our steps.
That's right.
The white man is the only one that'll kill an animal just to put his head on a wall. He's the only one to kill an animal just to stuff it with cotton and put it in his living room. Or to take an elephant's horns and to make utensils and stuff out of it. When the Most High gave us plenty of materials in the earth to use to do those things with.
That's right.
Drop that. Let me get Obadiah 1 verse 10. Let me get Obadiah 1 and 10. All right. And then somebody else, Stephen, give me Psalms chapter 140. All right. Psalm chapter 140. Okay, run down these scriptures. We're gonna start off with Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10. So when we come out in these street corners every week in the UPK and we say the things we say, it's because of this right here. You understand? They like to call us a hate group. Why are we a hate group? Because we speak the truth. Ain't that in the scriptures?
Right.
We say, what did it say? Because you hate me now because I tell the truth?
Am I therefore your enemy?
Am I therefore your enemy? Because I say the truth?
Right.
Oh, okay. So now we're a hate group because we say that the white man is the devil. Now we're a hate group because we say that, America got to pay for their crimes against black people.
Right.
Somebody give me what I asked for.
Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10.
This is why we say the things we say. Go ahead.
For thy violence.
Why do we hate why does the Most High hate the white man?
For thy violence.
For his what?
For thy violence.
For his skin color.
For thy violence.
Because of his blue eyes.
For thy violence.
Because he got so much power.
For thy violence.
Because he's in a better position than us.
For thy violence.
No, we don't hate him for none of those reasons. We hate him because of this. Go ahead.
For thy violence.
The Most High hates him because of this.
For thy violence.
Go ahead.
Against thy brother Jacob.
Again, when we talk about Esau and Jacob, Esau is a representation of white society. Jacob is a representation of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And Esau, who is a so-called white man, has been violent towards blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
He's been violent towards our children and our babies. He's been violent against our sisters, man. Our women.
Right.
He's been violent against them, man. Got them out here aborting their babies and snatching out fetuses out of their bodies because of the lack of resources that you won't provide for them. Because of the doctrine that you put in their mind, the miseducation that you put in our women. Black men out here are suffering all kind of diseases and oppression and incarceration because of the lifestyle that you accustomed them to, made them accustomed to, the environment that you made them a product of. Your violence is why you had to pay. Your violence is why you are being persecuted. Read it again.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10.
Go ahead.
For thy violence.
For thy what?
For thy violence.
For thy love.
For thy violence.
For thy brotherhood.
For thy violence.
For your goddamn violence. Go ahead.
For thy violence against thy brother.
Against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Go ahead.
Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Shame shall cover thee, man. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves, and they all should be bowing down to black, Hispanic, and Native Indian children. To black and Hispanic and Native Indian women and men. They should bow down. Their faces should be full of shame because what their forefathers have done. because of what they're able to do from what their forefathers have done against us.
Right. That's right.
Because again, once upon a time, they wouldn't have been able to have no independence if it wasn't for our service. They wouldn't be able to have a country or freedom or any of those things if it wasn't for Black, Hispanic, Native Indian service. The same way they barbecue us on these in those days in 1776, set us on fire for enjoyment. And every other thing that we suffered in this place for them to be able, we was the first goddamn commodity on Wall Street. It wasn't no cotton. Cotton ain't been picked yet. Only thing they can sell and trade and barter was us. And that's what they did. And we made America great. And for that, they should be ashamed of themselves. They were absolutely violent towards us, and they're going to pay for their crimes. Somebody get me the Psalms 14 and 21. Go ahead, Kabar.
And when they set us on fires and lynched us,
Mm-hmm.
there was women and children there also looking at it with smiling.
Hold what you got, Stephen. Kendall, you get it. You get me Isaiah 14 and 21. They would 14 and 21. What you said they were looking and smiling, right?
Yeah, the women and children
were
there smiling
Yeah.
at the burning bodies and the hanging of our ancestors.
They sure was. There's photos of it online. You can go see it.
See those photos online.
Uh-huh.
It's clear day. They sitting there laughing.
Yeah, smiling, gathered together on one occasion. The hate for Black people. And that's what 4th of July is all about. That's what really 4th of July is all about.
Right.
The unity of under one what is what word I'm looking for?
One nation.
One accord or something like that. They under one thing. You understand? They're unified under one thing, and that's the hate for Black people, man. They're celebrating their independence from over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, from their enemies and being over Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
And we the reason why America is great. And look at us. They got $40 million bills to write to goddamn Ukraine. You know, they got airlines they sending out to the Middle East to fly Afghanistan people over here, Arabs over here, to put them in our neighborhoods where we've been waiting for 3 years on Section 8 to get approved, and then here they come in the goddamn neighborhood.
Right.
You know, I mean, if that ain't enough, we still getting murdered by white police officers in our own communities for no reason at all. Give me what you got, Darius? What you had?
I had Genesis and
Okay, no sweat. Let me get what you got, Stephen. Psalms 140.
140.
Yeah, Darius. Let me get Darius. Let me get no, Psalms 14, Isaiah 14. Let me get Psalms 58 and 3. Darius, go ahead and read what you got, Stephen. Young man Stephen, let's get it.
Deliver me, O Lord.
Do what?
Deliver
Read it nice and loud, like the white man just killed our brother the other day.
Deliver me, O Lord.
Do what?
Deliver me.
What did that brother? What's his name? Jalen. What did Jalen say? What would Jalen be saying?
Deliver me.
What would Tamir Rice be saying?
Deliver me.
What would Philando Castile be saying?
Deliver me.
What would Mike Brown?
Deliver me.
Do what?
Deliver me.
Do what?
Deliver me.
Go ahead and continue.
Deliver me, O Lord.
Uh-huh.
From evil men.
From the what?
From evil men.
From the what?
From evil men.
From the police officer.
From evil men.
From the president of the United States.
Evil men.
From them Karens out there.
Evil men.
That's who they are. They're the evil men. The so-called white man and all of his hierarchies, his organizations and corporations, and his religions too. Deliver us from the evil man. Because it's absolutely hell to die at the hands of a white man in this place, man.
Right.
The last thing you see is white police officers aiming down at you before you leave your body. It's the last thing you see. A white man's knee on your goddamn neck before you leave this place. That's the last thing you got to see. And then what's left is your family and friends and your whole entire nation to see your brutality. To see it over and over and over and over again. Absolutely traumatized. Absolutely traumatized is what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are behind so many consistent mass shootings and so much police brutality in this place. And we become absolutely crazy in the mind.
Right.
We become crazy. Because out here is nothing but evil, and the only thing we can think of to say is what? Read it again, Ak. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Deliver me, O Lord, from evil men.
Go ahead.
Preserve me from violent men.
Do what?
Preserve me from violent men.
Preserve me from violent men, man. You understand? Preserve me. While this man is out here, he's the violent man that the Bible speaks of. Preserve me from him. That his violence doesn't, that I don't be subject to his violence. That I don't become victim to his violence and his evil. Right? His philosophies, his religion, his lifestyles, homosexuality, pedophilia, interracial marriage, and pork and crabs and all that being delicacies. Preserve me from that. Go ahead, continue, Art.
Psalms 140.
Mm-hmm.
Who plan evil things in their heart.
Do what?
Who plan evil things in their heart.
He plans evil things in his heart, man. He does it. You know what your heart is, right? Who knows what the heart is? Go ahead, Darius. Your mind. He plans evil things in his mind. You don't think that when they get to work and they put on that uniform and that badge and put that Glock 40 on their hip, they thinking that I hope I get to kill a nigga today? You don't think that they think that in their minds? I hope a situation arises where I can pull a bullet in a black man today. Because that's how they think. The Bible is telling us that. It says they did what?
They continually
Amber, take it to the bathroom,
for
right?
war.
They do what?
They continuously gather together for war.
And they gather together for war, man. You see them every day. They have the gun range. They're teaching their kids how to shoot weapons and every other thing you could think of. But meanwhile, when our kids have weapons in their hands, all they see is a criminal and an evil gangster. But when their little white kids have guns in their hands, oh look, he's just a good shooter. Look at old sport. Old sport. Chip off the old block. That's what he is. But your little kid got a gun in his hand. It's a threat. It's a danger. He's a thug and a gangbanger. We got to shoot him down. But they're gathered for war. But guess what, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? I'm going to tell you right now, we need to gather together for war. And the war we're making is not carnal. It's not carnal. The war we're making is spiritual.
That's right.
And it comes with following those laws, statutes, and commandments and understanding the spirit of Christ and who he is, the spirit of war, and what it means to fight your flesh, and to fight your temptations, the things you love that you think it loves you or that's good for you. It's time for us to fight that war, because that's the only way we're going to beat them. They're the ones that make the guns. They're the ones that make all of the guns and weapons and all of that. You can't go to war with them that way. The Lord said the weapons of my war are not carnal. The Lord said, if you serve him, even your enemies will be at peace with you. So guess what? We got to serve the Lord. That's how we're going to make war. Give me Psalms 58 and 3.
This is the concert. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58, verse 3.
Go ahead.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked are what?
Estranged from the womb.
They are estranged from the womb. You understand? You think these people are cute and kind and gentle people, but really they're born school shooters. They're born criminals and murderers. They're estranged from the womb. They're born that way. It's just in their spirit. It's in their DNA.
Right.
The Bible tells us that. They're a vessel to dishonor. They're an inhabitant of evil. Go ahead, Kendall.
I saw this video of one little kid, and he was talking about how, I think the teacher asked him, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he was like, I want to murder.
Good night. Brother said, a white boy said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said he want to be a murderer, a killer. He want to be a killer. What did General Mahima brought out the other day? what is the youngest age of the first hunter's first the youngest hunter documented. It was like what 4 years old, something like that, in like some state somewhere. White 4-year-old boy killed his first animal. Because that's how they raise, man. That's how they raise. Let me go ahead and continue reading now.
They go straight as soon as they be born.
As soon as they're born, they're going, Quadar, you gotta hush. He's saying shh. As soon as they be born, they go astray. It ain't no hope for them. It's hope for you, black man. It's hope for you, Hispanics and Native Indians. You're not a born criminal. You're just a criminal because of your environment. You're not a born murderer. You're just a murderer because of survivalism, trying to be a survivor. You're not that way because you're born that way. It's hope for you, Hispanics and Native Indians. But for Esau, there's no hope because as soon as he be born, he go astray. Go ahead, Darius.
It's just a little bit. I'm gonna say this last part.
Go ahead.
Speaking lies.
Doing what?
Speaking lies.
Speaking the truth.
Speaking lies.
Speaking lies. That's what they doing. They speaking lies. You think when Dylan Snow Roof came in the church, he was letting them know that I'm coming in here to kill people? No, he came in there. He probably told the ushers, I'm here to serve God. That's a damn lie.
Right.
He was not in there to serve God. He was in there to murder the poor, to murder the innocent,
Right.
to murder the old and show no favor to the young. That's what he was there for. All of these people, and that's why the Isupk is not open. The doors are not open for heathens.
That's right.
Because we are not opening the door to murderers and criminals.
Right.
And we're more safer that way. Our children are more safer that way. And if you hate us for that, then you hate us then. If you hate us for that, then you hate us.
Right.
But we ain't no dummies in here. We know what these scriptures is talking about in this Bible. And this gave us all the wisdom we need to know that we cannot make a covenant with the heathen.
Right.
We cannot gather with the heathen. I think it also says that in Lamentations too, about don't congregate with the heathen. What you want to say, something, y'all want?
I had that video of that kid that said that.
Oh yeah, go ahead, play it. To hell, fuck. Go ahead, put it on there.
No, sir, 1 second.
Let me know when you get it. Let me get.
I got it right.
Go ahead. Somebody give me Isaiah
when you grow
14 and 21. I was going to end the class with that one.
My brain tells me if I like killing.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A murderer because I like killing. My brain tells me
Good night.
if I like killing.
Play that from the top.
Because when I
What do you want to be when you grow up?
a murderer because I like killing. My brain tells me if I like killing. I like killing because when I first watched my grown up killing show, myself started to like killing, and then my brain started to like tell me what to do with killing in it. So
Okay.
I like murders and I like killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just
I
like
gotta back that up.
killing.
A lot here.
Don't back it up too much.
I
I
like
mean,
murders and I like killing in my life. I'm gonna kill everybody in the world except for my family because they just didn't do anything to me. I just like killing.
they didn't do anything
So
to
just
me.
any type of person, it doesn't matter. What about me?
Yeah.
Even me?
He said, yeah.
Not even my teachers either.
Okay, because I'm the first person that you told this. Am I? Yeah.
So I just like killing.
So what are you gonna be again when you grow up?
A murderer.
And there we have it. We just read it in the Bible right now.
What?
It says they are estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they go astray. He's a cunning hunter. That's what he is. That's what he was made to do. That's it. You hear that? Give me what you got in the Psalms. Isaiah, I mean. You want to say something? Go ahead, Kabar.
And I bet you nobody even thought, except the teacher and Isupk, nobody thought anything strange about that, crazy about that. He's not going to go get no kind of therapeutic help.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He's going to make light of it.
They're just going to be, he's going to be right in class with everybody else.
Yep, that's it. When really he needs to be in a cage.
Right.
He needs to be in a little cage with his little self and all his great evil. He needs to be in a cage. along with all of white society, because they all are the same. They all have the same blood lust for blood. And for that, they should be ashamed of themselves. Because there's, like it just says, for their violence against our brother. He said he's going to kill everybody except his parents, except his family. He's a murderer. And that's why they put these stuff on TV and all these different games, because they're grooming murderers. Go ahead, give me what you got, Kendall. Let's end it out with that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 21.
Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare love.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare hugs and kisses.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare brotherhood.
Prepare slaughter.
Prepare a cookout.
Prepare slaughter.
Go ahead.
For his children.
For his what?
For his children.
Yeah, the Lord slaughters children. He does. He does slaughter children. You understand? If you don't want him to slaughter your children, then you need to follow those laws, statutes, and commandments. But as for the white man, prepare slaughter for his children. Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquities of their fathers. What does iniquity mean? Go ahead, Kendall.
For the sins.
That's right. Sins or crimes, more specifically, right? For the father's crimes, for transatlantic slave trade, for the Trail of Tears, for the battle at Wounded Knee, for the Tuskegee experiment, for all of the drugs that they put in the black community, all of the police brutality. That's their crimes. That's it. Child abortions, lynchings. That's their crimes. And they didn't pay for it, so their children have to pay for it. Go ahead.
That they do not rise.
That they do not rise, because when they rise, you see a whole world turn into a hell. You see the whole world turn into a living hell, to the point where the whole world is starving right now. The whole world is in famine and pestilence. The waters is polluted. They got space pollution. When they rise, millions of people are becoming incarcerated. When they rise, health issues rise when they rise. So we need to prepare slaughter for their children, thus saith the Lord, for the crimes of their fathers, that they do not rise. Go ahead.
Nor possess the land.
Right, nor be authority over anything. Go ahead. Because they don't know what to do with the land. Why do you think there's earthquakes everywhere? They digging up all the oil out of the ground. You're only supposed to take the resource from the earth a certain amount of time, then let it rest for another 7 or so years so it can replenish. But they steady suck the earth of all its resources and nutrients every year, every day, every second. Because they're evil, gluttonous bastards, greedy bastards. And for that, they don't need to be in authority. They don't need to rise. They don't need to have that badge. They don't need to have that gun. They don't know what to do with that. They're like little children. Animals is what they are. Go ahead.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Go ahead.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
For I will rise up against them.
That's what the Lord will do for you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's what he would do for us. He'll rise up against our enemies, man. Hasn't he done it before? Hasn't he rose up against the Africans for us? Hasn't he rose up against the Assyrians for us and all the other nations? He did it, and he'll do it again. He'll deliver us out of America and this world that we live in, just like he delivered us out of Egypt. Just like he delivered us out of Egypt, man. But you have to serve the Lord for him to do that, for him to serve you. Go ahead.
Said the Lord of hosts.
So the Lord of what?
The Lord of hosts.
What does the Lord of hosts mean? Kendall, you can't answer all the questions now. Good night. I'm happy you're studying and getting to it, brother. But come on, brother. Somebody asked me that question. What does the Lord of hosts mean? Go ahead, young man Darius. What is a host?
Like Esau, them, like the so-called white man.
No. Go ahead, give me Kabar. Well, no, Kendall. No, Kabar.
The Lord of armies, sir.
That's right. A host is an army. That's what a host is. It's an army. So he's the Lord of hosts. He's a Lord of an army. The word host in the Bible means army. When he says he's the Lord of hosts, he's the Lord of an army. Who is his army? The army is, go ahead. Israel. That's correct. Israel. And more specifically, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Right.
Because we're organizing generals, captains, officers in here under the strict tutelage of this Bible, under the strict accountability and responsibility of being a prince of the power. Go ahead. Finish it off.
Cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord.
That's what he's going to do. He's going to cut off the white man to the point where they're going to become extinct. That day is coming. There's going to be a day where white people will not exist anymore. He's going to cut off the men of their family, and without the men, you don't have the seed to keep growing. And that's what he's going to do. You understand? He's going to do that. And he's going to cut off their name and every other thing. And guess what? That time is coming because we're going into the Third World War, and that is the justice for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's right. He's going to destroy our enemies in this Third World War for us to be able to have justice and be free from the slave patrol or the overseers or the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Right. With that, we're going to pass the class over to precinct officer. Matter of fact, we're going to pass the class over to young man Kendall.
This is the Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will
y'all ain't gonna get it.
After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Mishra means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Memorial of blowing trumpets. First day of the 7th month. Starts Sunday, 25th September 2022. And you can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And that concludes the Isupk security announcements.
All right, Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. Clap it up, clap it up. All right. Okay. All right. So right quick, I'm gonna do a special thing right now. Come over here, young man Darius. Stand up in the front. Kendall, get the camera. Make sure all of this is on camera. We got this brother right here, young man. You can stand up front right here. Kind of back up with the camera so you can see everything, all right? You got this brother right here, young man Darius. Come up here, Kabar and Yalawan. Y'all come up front. You got this brother, young man Darius, who's been rocking and rolling with us for a minute now. You know what I mean? Solid in the truth. Been a little shaky, but it's been like that for us all coming into the truth. But his brother is shown excellent zeal, excellent loyalty to be able to come to class and stay connected with the brothers and do more for the Most High. And make sure you get him on camera too. Make you and Majim Shabbat too. Yeah, you understand, the dude to serve the Lord and for his people, and for that, this brother is earned the right to become a trooper in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. All right, go ahead. Become a trooper in the Israelite, you gonna oil him up. In the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, your name will be Ayarah. Ayarah means watch over the city. Ooh. That's what your name means, to watch over a city. You understand? And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to take on the responsibility that is for you and that I require of you under Commander Jeniahana to do what you need to do to raise this city up, to take care of this city that we're in any city that you go to. You understand? To take care of it, the people that are in that city. How many people in the city of San Antonio?
39.
No, that's incorrect.
1,000,002.
That's huh?
1,000,002.
He close. Did you know that? It's 1.4, about 1.4 million people in this city. And how many of them are Black and Hispanic is in the Native Indian is your responsibility. You understand? And that's for every brother that's in here as well. You understand? But you will no longer be known as Darius anymore. Your new name is going to be Ayara. So we're going to say this anointing prayer, and you're going to repeat it after us once we get to your name, and then we'll go ahead and move on. All right? All right? Everyone up here is going to repeat what I say only. All right? Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Wayashamaraka.
Wayashamaraka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Banyawa.
Aoyaka.
Aoyaka.
Wayakunka.
Wayakunka.
Yeshaya Yahweh.
Yeshaya.
Panyawa.
Yanyanya.
Aoyaka.
Aoyaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
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 Ayara.
Ayara.
Ayara. Ayara. Say it again.
Ayara.
Ayara. One more time.
Ayara.
Ayara. Bahashem Yahweh Shah.
Bahashem Yahweh.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
All right, clap it up, everybody. Clap it up. What we said in the Hebrew is Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious upon thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless, heal, shield, protect. Congratulations, huh? Most High Christ, man. No sweat. Damn right. All right, that's great. Let's go ahead and do these prayers. And you know what I mean? We got y'all brothers next up. We got young man Stephen and young man Kendall. Y'all brothers keep strong in here and doing what y'all doing. And y'all brothers gonna be in the same path, man. And always remember the greatest troopers always make the greatest generals. You hear me?
Right.
So y'all do y'all thing in these low positions because that's going to be a reflection of who you're going to be in end times. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and get these prayers up real quick. Where we got the prayers at? Oh, here they go. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're gonna have to say the prayer. Matter of fact, let's have let's go ahead and get you to say the prayer. That's too wild. Where's the prayers at, Akim? The Lord's Prayer. All right, Amajim, everybody, we're gonna turn the Sar and face the east, which is this way right here and behind y'all. Sunset. Come on, y'all. Pay attention. Qadar, turn around. Let's say the prayers. Qadar, turn around. All right, turn them face that way. All right. I'm gonna say the prayers. All right, we're gonna repeat after the brother in the Hebrew.
Abanawa. Shabashimaya.
Shabashimaya.
Quadash.
Haya.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Malapaka.
Taba'a.
Ratazayaka.
Haya. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Haya. Bashimaya. Latananawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawatnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawatinawa. Wala'a. Wataparat.
That's like a.
You missed something? What?
Oh no. What the?
Yeah.
Tabi'ai now.
Tabi'ai now.
Banasai one.
Banasai one.
Abba. Haishai now.
Hawashai now.
Mayan. Rad. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala.
Wataparat.
Lawalamyam. Amen.
All right, in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, Sar. Everybody turn to face the front. Sisters, y'all can be seated. Sisters, be seated. We're going to do one courtesy salute for the brothers. Individual Majim Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabrakatah, Ya'yam Matah, which means hand down. Then the Sar, turn to face the sisters. Sisters, Imadium, which means to stand. I'm going to do a courtesy salute for the sisters. Individual Majim Shabbat, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Bashim Yahweh Shai. You're going to say it after me. Yahweh, Shamar, Al, Atha, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. That's it. Yahweh Matah, dismiss.